feeling good?
Oh.
Yeah.
Who even remembers what happened in the last session?
I remember what happened at the end of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's when we all died.
I mean, technically.
Just a review.
Yeah, I'll do a quick little review of it.
Yeah.
I tried to get Tyler to do it, and he was like, I ain't doing that. So.
I heard your tricky question. I was gonna say I remember, but then you were gonna make
I was gonna make you do it.
Then you were gonna make me do your job.
Yeah, and so you figured out you were on to me.
Yeah, so I don't remember. Just making a lot of noise earlier.
Yeah, but it didn't make any noise that time. But that's okay. Welcome back to the Winged Badger Tavern, where friends tell stories. I am Josh, your Winged Badger Game Master, joined, as always, by some of my friends. Friends, we're in new places tonight. Let's introduce ourselves. We'll start here, and we'll go this way around the table.
Whoa.
What's happening, guys? I'm Tyler. I'm playing Ronan Voss, who's a tongue-tied explorer who sailed beneath the Jolly Roger.
And hello, I'm Cleo. Which camera do I look at? I look at
Directly
this
across from
camera?
you, yeah.
But I want to look at this camera. I'm used to this camera. Hi, camera.
It literally only sees your hand when you do that.
I play an AI Jaqline, jet-assisted quantum learning interstellar engine.
Navigation engine.
It's close enough. I'm here. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm a naive AI. That's what you need to know.
You just got it right there.
You got
I'm
there.
naive.
You got there in the end.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I'm playing Astro, a lucky explorer who works for a living. You know, just your good old hardworking folk.
He's a good man.
I like folk.
My name's Mark Putty. I'm a clumsy adept who talks to the system.
And I'm focusing a camera. I realized he was looking a little fuzzy.
Oh, is it because I waved at him?
I didn't want no fuzzy Astro.
Is it because I waved at him? I'm sorry.
No, that camera doesn't have autofocus. It was just wrong. Sometimes the tools are just wrong, and this is one of those times.
Who are you?
I'm Josh, the Winged Badger Game Master, and I'll be playing everybody else.
Woo!
Without further ado, let's begin tonight's adventure with a little recap of what happened in the last adventure. So, if you'll recall, we spent 6 sessions exploring the planetary body that we dubbed Green 1. We formed the Drop Squad,
Heck yeah.
which was comprised of Security Officer Talia Bones and the 4 of you. You were sort of the first line of exploration. Before the scientists came down with all of their delicate equipment, they needed kind of a base of operations and a general map of the planetoid to explore. And so you were sent down in the dropship with basically like a prefabricated little science module and some, light towers and relays and things to set up just to get the place ready, sort of do some housekeeping work before we sent in the researchers to explore. And in that exploration, we had some wins and some losses. We had some ups and some downs, if you will. One of the amazing things is very early on, we discovered through Ronan Voss cosmetaline on the planet. The whole purpose of this entire voyage is to find cosmetaline somewhere out there in the universe, and you tracked it down on the first planetoid you explored, which is pretty incredible. We also, maybe a little bit less of a great thing, blew up that planet by mistake. When nearing the end of your investigation, Ronan was kind of like, I'm going to follow the trail and see if I can find where all this cosmetaline's coming from. They're little wisps of particles, so it's hard to get like a big sample. And so Ronan kind of led you all deeper into this area. And when you got there, Talia Bones misunderstood some of the communications about how to collect samples and things. And so she accidentally upset the gravitational balance that was holding together the entire planetoid. We discovered, as well as cosmetaline, we discovered SGH, which is the scientific sort of acronym for the star-patterned leaves on the vines that they have these weird like gravitational, almost like an electrical field, or an electromagnetic field, except it's gravity. So as they wind, they create these little nexus points. Gravity's up, down, it's stronger, it's weaker, whatever. Talia collected a sample, which the researchers on the ship asked for. Unfortunately, she was perhaps not as discerning as maybe she should have been in where to collect it from, and she blew up the planet, and all of you died. And luckily, Jaqline was able to restart, I believe it was maybe Ronan's heart first. One of you. Anyway, Jaqline defibrillated someone using the suit, and then you were all able to kind of get each other back up. And the Spirit of Inquiry jettisoned an emergency supply pod for you, which has like 2 hours of atmosphere, some food and stuff in it. And so that like slammed down into the surface of what was now just a tiny asteroid, the planet itself, blown up. You went in there, Jaqline flew the dropship over, picked you up, brought you back to the Spirit of Inquiry. There was a very tense and uncomfortable debriefing with Captain Chet Gamma and Compliance Officer Dean Lagrange, in which Jaqline kind of explained everything that happened. While that was happening, everybody processed how they were feeling in different ways, but of course, everybody first went to the med bay for Victor Meridia to check them over. We all had different reactions to how that went, and everybody was given basically a couple weeks off of doing work, as sort of the adrenaline part of this faded away. Astro invited all of you back to his little bunk room just to talk about a coping mechanism that he likes to use when he feels overly stressed or whatever. It was just staring at his goldfish, Simon.
Yes.
And he offered Simon's services to the rest of you. When he did that, he invited the whole drop squad, but Talia's identifier came back as uncontactable. She wasn't connected to the shipboard network. Jackie kind of noticed that anomaly. And it didn't really go great for everybody. If I remember, Mark kind of got pissed and kind of stormed off by he wanted to be alone and maybe went to, was it the observation dome, the midships observation
he just
dome?
went back to his room.
Okay. Mark went back to his room to kind of be on his own and feel upset. And Ronan went to process the way that Americans have processed for all of history. When they have a tough experience, he headed to the shooting range to kind of get through some of his feelings. And when you arrived there, Ronan, you were in your own head, focused on your own stuff, and you saw that Talia, the security officer, her signature firearm was right there, in the shooting range, kind of sitting on the little desk at the end of one of the lanes. At a perfect 45 disarm, right? Like the clip is over here, the weapon is here, and her sidearm is like a signature piece. It has fancy filigree inlaid into the hilt of it and stuff, so it's obviously hers, and she would obviously never go anywhere without it. And yet, here you were with absolutely no sign of Security Officer Talia Bones, but her weapon is there with you. Walk us through the emotions that are flashing through Ronan's mind right now as he gets this kind of, he's in his own head about his stuff. Suddenly he's yanked out of his own headspace as he notices this. And then tell us what he does.
First thing is he's going to notice it and really not pay it too much mind. And he's going to walk over to the firing range and maybe start loading his own pistol. But he's going to do a double take and look at it and notice that a shot is missing. That one was fired.
All of them, in fact, have been fired except the last shot. There's one in the chamber,
there's one
but the magazine is empty that has been disarmed out of it. And the target at the end of the range indicates that she has been, it's clearly her shooting because her target spread's really narrow.
So Ronan's gonna naturally take an extra look around to see if there's anything else that's maybe out of place. He's been down there enough. He's hung out enough. He knows exactly what the place looks like. If there's nothing out of the ordinary, he's going to actually tuck the firearm away. He's going to put it back. He's going to keep the mag out of it just for the time being. And he'll actually going to report up to Chet if that's a option at the moment.
He's going straight to Chet Gamma?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Are you calling him or are you crossing the ship? It's a long ship.
Let me call. Ronan's going to call Chet.
Great.
Maybe.
So you activate your communicator. You put in the code for Captain Chet Gamma. It rings for a little while. It does not connect. You essentially get not sent to voicemail, but you get the little the person you are trying to reach is unavailable kind of message.
Where's the? I'm trying to remember. What
it's right underneath
the map.
One of these plates has it underneath. Cleo might have it on her side.
I stole it.
Schwiper. And as a reminder for those of you watching at home, since I can't flash it on screen for you, Ronan is in the gun range, which is on deck 7 at the aft end of the ship, directly beneath the main engines of the Spirit of Inquiry. The captain is on deck 1, the bridge at the very top of the ship. It would be 7 floors that he would need to go up in the elevator, as well as crossing from aft to midships, up the elevator, and then heading towards the front. where the bridge is. The bridge is about 2/3 of the way to the front of the ship because deck 1 is a little bit shorter than the rest of the Spirit of Inquiry.
Luckily, the ship's built so the front doesn't fall off.
So
They did build it that way, yeah.
and just so we're on, there's only one way in the shooting range, correct?
Yeah, it's the last room on deck 7.
Ronan's gonna actually go ahead and make his way up to the bridge, but he is gonna stop on the floor of where the compliance office is just to peek around.
Okay, great. So, Ronan, you're going to cover a lot of ground here, so I'm going to cut away from you in a second. But just to explain his path, Ronan's going to cross past the holodeck, past the gym. He's going to get on the central kind of space elevator at the middle of the Spirit of Inquiry, and he's headed to deck 3 at the moment. When you get off the space elevator at deck 3, if you head aft, you can go through the radiation shield towards the reactor room, or you can take a little stairway down into the compliance department. So that's where Ronan is on his way to at this time. While Ronan's doing that, why don't we cut over to, let's cut to Mark Putty. Mark, you're also, like, you kind of left to be on your own, spend some time in your own headspace. So I would love for you to kind of walk us through, what does that look like when Mark finally gets back to his room? There's nobody around, he's just stuck there with this idea that he's kind of carrying around. Like, what's going on?
I think he just goes into his room and he plops on his bed and he stares at the ceiling sleeplessly for hours. He had his whole talk with the captain, who was kind enough to not put him in the brig, and he's still dealing with kind of the conflicting feelings that he shouldn't be here, and just kind of feeling sorry for himself and zoning out as much as he can, probably having his little Gene floating around, the little fish, and just watching him swim around in the air.
Jaqline, is your cortex still there? I know we've installed you back into the Spirit of Inquiry. Now that you're in that data sphere, you kind of have to choose where your cortex is left. Like, where is that? Where is it connected? Like, it's in one of the rooms on the Spirit of Inquiry, jacked into the ship somewhere.
I would imagine after that conversation, I might just be in Chet Gamma's office.
Okay. Just plugged in straight through the captain's quarters?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're probably not in Mark's space anymore. Where do you think Jackie is? Where's like the bulk of your consciousness at this stage?
I might be just silently observing the bridge crew.
Okay. So you're kind of focusing on like the cameras in the bridge, maybe?
Yeah, just like trying to get like a better feel of what my previous self maybe was doing and see how the crew's operating, learning from that. Just trying to like hit the ground running a little bit. On being able to figure out like if anything happens, all right, I got to be able to step in. So I'm kind of just observing right now the bridge because I want to be able to navigate, right?
Yeah.
Kind of maybe over Sarah Peter's shoulder, figuratively.
Okay. So yeah, that would be helmswoman Saren Peters for those of you at home. Good job knowing your NPCs. No, I just don't expect all of our viewers to know who everybody on the ship is.
So. No, I should have addressed her by her formal.
Yeah,
title.
You should have internally thought about her by her title.
Peters.
That's rude of you. And Astro, while Jackie is observing the bridge crew and Mark is just kind of staring up at the ceiling, you've just had a moment with your friends, right? And they've all left, and you're now kind of sitting here with Simon, the goldfish.
Yes.
What are you up to?
He'll probably go and he'll probably try and work, honestly. Like just sort through all of the equipment that's left over and inventory it.
Despite having been put on leave for like 3 weeks?
He'll try.
Okay.
He'll probably be stopped.
So are you like traveling around the ship to do this, or are you just like looking at your data pad?
Traveling around the ship to like put stuff away.
Which warehouse do you want to start in? There are 4.
Warehouse 1.
All right, Warehouse 1 is at the front of the ship. So from the crew bunk rooms, which are still, that's deck 7 towards the 4 end of the ship, you can go up a staircase towards the lower observation deck, and then that's kind of like the quiet area. And then if you go one more staircase up is the upper observation deck. This observation deck is more like, it's more like an employee lounge, right? Like board games or, there's a little vending machine in the corner, that kind of stuff. And then from here you can go backwards, and the next big room that you can walk into. There's a little hatch that lets you down into Warehouse 1. Warehouse 1 is gigantic. Warehouse 1 is the warehouse that is meant to connect directly to space stations. So when the Spirit of Inquiry docks with a spacebound thing, there's these two huge circular airlocks on the front of it, and it just like literally kind of bumps into the space station. They get locked, and then those two doors kind of retract like irises, like they kind of open up. So it's two big long hallways, and then it's a U shape of we're talking like probably the drop ship itself. You could probably fit 3 of them long ways on each up and down of the U.
Yeah.
And then there's the connection of that. So this is a huge warehouse. It makes sense to start in this one. And Jackie, as you're, in the ship's cameras, you probably also, like, it's a warehouse, so there's probably tons of cameras in that space.
Right.
So you probably see, like, Astro has immediately gone back to work. He's got his little clipboard in one hand, his data pad in the other, and he is ready to, re-inventory the ship.
Bring, bring.
Hello.
Hello, Astro. I see that you are accessing Warehouse 1. Is there anything I can help you with?
No, I'm just going through inventory.
Are you perhaps doing your job?
Voluntarily.
You can voluntarily leave,
I can.
or you can involuntarily leave. Astro, you had just died.
It's not something I haven't experienced before.
Astro, I will go through your medical record at a later date to determine if your heart has in fact stopped on previous assignments.
I can tell you it
whether or not-
has.
You should probably see a therapist about that. But in the meantime, work is not the place for you. And you will not be allowed to work.
Astro just leaves. Fine.
The door slides shut behind you. As Astro leaves to go wherever he's going next, we're going to cut back to Tyler and Ronan Voss. But before we do that, I do want to clarify that, Mark, as you're laying there in bed, staring up at the ceiling, having your moment, you find a cipher, which you can choose to equip or not equip. The cipher is a level 3 burst of rage that can be used to ease any strength task by 3 steps one time. So you can if you have an open slot for it, then you can carry it now, and if you don't, then you have to pick which of the ones that you have you'll drop if you want to take it with you, or you can leave it behind.
I think I'll take it because I'm pretty sure that's very similar to whatever one we came up with. It's exactly.
Is it really?
Is it? Yeah.
Oh,
It's but I didn't. I
Amazing.
remembered it, but I forgot to write it down because I
Great.
didn't know the details. So you just happened to give me exactly what it was.
now you have it.
Yeah.
If you'd like, I even have a blank actual cipher card here.
Oh,
if you'd
thank
like to
you.
write the
Yeah.
details on there for
I
yourself.
like how he pretended he didn't know it was exactly the same.
I didn't know it was exactly the same. Ronan Voss.
As I get that real quick, I want to clutch up to the ceiling and hold my fist and silently rage, and then put a pillow over my head and scream. My Sasuke arc continues.
Ronan, we cut back to you. You get off of the elevator, I should say, the space elevator, and you turn towards the radiation shield. The radiation shield has a little ID badge on the side of it. You have to like badge in to get through there. And as you do that, you step into the reactor room. The ship has main engines, which are at the very back end of the ship. It has stabilizers, which are below the ship on both sides, port and starboard. And then it has one kind of auxiliary main engine that is located like vertically at the center of the ship. This reactor room is that middle engine. So it's a huge plasma thruster. It is not currently in activation, but you can't just like shut off a reactor for, so it like the reactor in there is kind of working, but the power has been routed to the rest of the ship's systems for the moment. So we hear the reactor humming, and actually as you walk in, you hear humming that is not machinery. You hear somebody and as you look past it, you see Zara Lowe is sitting behind, like kind of crouched down behind a little instrument panel. She has a little tool bag next to her, and she appears to be conducting a little bit of repairs inside. And then as you kind of look around the corner, maybe walking towards her or the staircase, as you get a wider view around this cylindrical chamber, you see that sitting next to her are 2 like humanoid robots, essentially, that are sitting down, and she's kind of like she'll hand them a part and then they'll hold it up in like exactly the right orientation so she can work on it or whatever. They're just kind of seamlessly working together on the reactor. Do you want to talk to her, or are you going straight to compliance?
One thing I do want to do, what is my way of communicating to Jackie? Would that be through do I have something in my inventory to be able to
your
do that?
communicator can do that,
Okay.
because it would essentially, Jackie is in the network of the ship. So if you access the communications network with your communicator, she's another person that you can address, just like when you dial anyone else.
You got a notification on your communicator.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll get to that.
Do you want to? Okay.
I will get that. He is going to notice that, but he's going to put that down for a sec. I will actually go talk to Zara, but more just small talk.
Hello.
Hi, Zara. Have you been here long, or how are you doing? I should ask first.
I'm doing well. This piece of the reactor, it's not broken, but it has there's some corrosion in here that if I can replace it now, it will prevent a disaster later. And it's a great chance to test out, some of the helping hands that JB has been building for us. So I've been using them. They're doing a good job too. But this is what I've been up to. What are you up to? How are things? You seem remarkably well for someone who was involved in an incident recently.
Oh, I've had my share of times like that. But one of the things I was wondering is, while you've been here working, have you seen Talia pass by at all?
Right when you all got back, she arrived up here for a debriefing with Officer Lagrange, and then she left again, and I think she said she was headed to the shooting range. She had her firearm in her hand, obviously no magazines in this part of the ship, but she had her firearm in her hand, and she looked pretty determined, so I inferred.
All right. I was like, I appreciate that. I was like, I am kind of heading up to the bridge that way, just looking for her, but I will keep an eye out. Do you need
Is
anything?
everything okay?
Everything is fine.
Okay.
She left her firearm behind, so I want to make sure she gets it back. That is all.
Okay. That's kind of you. No, I haven't seen her, but if I see her, I'll let her know you have it.
Perfect. Instead, Ronan originally was going to do something else, but now
I'm going to threaten you with a GM intrusion.
do it.
All right. You get 2 XP. You can give one away.
I'm good to Mark this time.
Okay. As you said, you're leaving here to head to the bridge, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you walk out, you notice in your peripheral vision that one of the cameras above the door to the compliance department is actually tracking with you as you leave. Like it's, kind of turning on its arc to watch you as you go. You do not know enough about the security systems on the ship to know if it's supposed to do that on a loop or whether this one is being, someone is monitoring you with it.
As I get into the elevator, I am going to check Ronan's going to check the receiver. And check for the notification from Jackie.
Congratulations to all crew members. You have had an app automatically installed on your communicator. Now, I'm only one app away. As they say, there's an app for everything. Please enter your prompts, and I'll do my best to answer you in a coordinated and triaged fashion.
Jackie GPT.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I guess he's going to try to start communicating, either typing or talking out loud, but either way,
You got to pick, man. Just do it.
All right. He'll just talk. But Jackie, this is Ronan. Are you available to talk for a second?
Ding. Hello. Yes.
That's very nice to see you. I was wondering, do you have access to majority of our cameras or all of our cameras?
Let me see. I was just installed not too long ago. Let me see if they gave me security permissions. I'm going to double check. Just try accessing various cameras.
You are tier 2 or tier 3?
Tier 2.
You're tier 2. So you have a classification level of 2, and the security suite has a classification level of 4.
So I can't.
Not at this time, at least not without bypassing the countermeasures. There's a level 4 firewall around it.
It appears there would be an obstacle in the way of me accessing those. Can I deem the level of threat in which we need these cameras?
Well, I was wondering actually if you could access the cameras in the holodeck actually from now to the time that we've gotten back. I would like to see who has entered and or exited.
Maybe not in security, but perhaps... Can I go and check to see if maybe there's a data archive that is adjacent to security in a way?
The data archives are not under the same classification as the security node. Not only that, but I'm going to give you a cipher offer you a cipher here that you may have picked up one of Mark Putty's like one-time use, like the magic link type things. Like maybe he was showing you something, but he never clicked the magic link. So you have one of those options to get yourself into anything that he, as the data engineer, would have access to. You don't need to use it now. This is still only a classification 2, but there's a cipher that you've accumulated. You can just call it maybe level 4 magic link. We'll call it that, or level 3 magic link.
Level 3 magic link.
And you transmit yourself over to, it's hard to quantify like what does it mean to travel spatially in a network. There's a little bit of processing time, but to Ronan it feels instantaneous as Jackie does this. But Jackie, you zoop 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 and data everywhere. You eventually, you're looking for archives, right?
Yep.
Great. So you find the archives of the security footage. Now, not every archive has the same level of classification, but the holodeck is a public space on the ship. And so that one it would be trivial for you to look at. It's not a task. You are able to pull up the archive footage of the holodeck. And you watch, a bunch of different things. You see, from a couple weeks ago, Astro attempting to do the EVA certification after he was told to take a week off after his EVA incident. And you see the, a couple of fight nights have taken place since the last time you were there. This is a lot of sound design you're doing. I love it. Eventually, you get to what you're looking for. You find the holodeck from today, T-minus 3 hours ago or something like that. And you slip through the footage and you roll an intellect task.
Roll an intellect task. Oh my god, I roll an intellect task. I'm gonna use a level of effort.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I'm rolling. I'm gonna use hold hands. Can you hold my hand? Thank you.
That was an action.
Damn it. Alright. I am trained in perception. Is this a perceptual?
Yes.
Okay.
So that will +3 to your roll. This is not, you can't fail, but the better you roll, the more I will tell you.
Alright, so level of effort and trained perception.
+6.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. You watch Talia walk very purposefully through the holodeck and into the gun range. The doors close behind her. And then you don't see anything else. You fast forward and eventually you see Ronan walk into the shooting range. And then Ronan walks back out and he looks a little bit unnerved as he's leaving. As he walked in, he just looked, equally purposeful. I'm a person who's walking to a place there's nobody around who I have to make a fake expression at. When he leaves, his eyes are a little bit, shifty, and he's kind of looking around a little concerned. And then he walks through the holodeck in the other direction, and that is all the pieces that are there with the roll that you have made.
Ronan, was there any particular part of this
GM intrusion threat.
He's aggressive today.
What does that mean?
I'm threatening you with a GM intrusion.
Okay.
You can spend an XP to refuse.
Sorry, I thought it was GM intrusion, class identification threat. And I'm yeah, I'll take it. I'm a little XP gremlin.
Just as you exit the recording and, kind of shoot back through the data waves to get to where you're communicating with Ronan Voss, you feel more than see something like a little distortion artifact almost. Something has shifted or changed, or something is not quite right with the data around you. Just like a little hint of a something. It does not seem to do any harm to you. You don't think it's internal to you. It's something in the network has, glitched or shifted or behaved strangely.
Is it is this permanent, or is it just
no,
just
a little
moment?
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of if you were walking up the stairs and you thought you heard something creak somewhere else in the house. A little tiny something at the edge of your perception.
Ronan, I may have to go investigate something, but here's the footage that I think might pertain to what you were looking for.
Appreciate it.
The footage appears on your holopad of what I just described.
I'm gonna go look for You just see my face buffering on your communicator. I'm gonna go look for that creak. It sounded like it
That
might
little
have came
distortion thing?
from the basement, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you navigate back through the data sphere to the data archives, and it's almost like there are not actual tangible spaces here, but because you are data and you're in different little nodes of the ship's network, it almost is like perceiving a physical space. If it were a physical space, the data archives would be like a historical public library. The coding is very elegant. Everything is very highly optimized. But not everything has been put back on the shelves properly, especially in the places where like Mark Putty has been under pressure when he's been storing data, and also like lots of people contribute to the ship's archives and just expect Mark to make it all fit into the databases. So it's like there are some things where it's like, oh, the wrong field was used to fill in this information. So it's kind of like walking through these really elegant like stonework shelves, but then there's a lot of like dust and things kind of askew on the shelves and sort of laying around. It's kind of a state of unrest almost of just the things in there. Not like damage, but just like this hasn't been as perfectly done as it could be. The kind of problem you have when many people contribute to one system and they're not perfectly in sync on what the system should be.
Some people were pulling when others were pushing. They
Exactly.
didn't merge to master
Some people
array.
are using the Dewey Decimal System. Some people are alphabetizing. Like there's just a little bit of everything happening.
One function keeps getting removed, re-added, removed, re-added.
There's like 1,400 spaces of Sam Nova using entries to try and request data from or request materials from Astro it's just like helium-3 but written in different ways or different like atomic nicknames for it and stuff, and Astro constantly rebuking them or whatever. A lot of feedback of like, this is still helium-3, this is still a class red material, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're moving past all of these things. You're looking for that weird something that you detected. You can't quite find it. You're gonna have to try and pick somewhere more specific in the archives of the ship to look if you're gonna maybe have a chance of sussing it out. Might be able to investigate a little bit, or I don't know, see if there's something you could discover that way.
I think. Okay, no wait, I have. Okay, I'm gonna use node analysis.
Nice. Read that one out. What's that do?
You analyze a data node to which you are connected. You learn the general purpose of the node, whether the node is connected to a larger data sphere, and identify any digital counter-intrusion measure of your tier or lower that may be present, such as firewalls, alarms, hostile AI units. And then it ends.
Okay.
I read that like I was going to continue listening, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a list.
Great. Okay.
So I'm wondering if maybe there's something hostile hiding.
You analyze the node, and in your analysis, as well as all of the general data I've just given you, you begin to pick up some of the trends that exist in this node. Like, for example, every day at 5 p.m. alpha time, each member of the research team submits a report. And as you notice those trends, it becomes easier to detect when something doesn't follow that trend.
Right.
For example, just today, when the compliance node and the connected security node usually uplink all their data of the recordings of the cameras, you notice that one of them came in like 7 milliseconds late. That little uplink. Very, very small time differential, something that could be easily explained away by something like an EM spike or a little blip in, like maybe something kicked over to aux power, or it could have, Zara Lowe right now is behind one of the reactors tinkering with what's currently powering the ship. So she could easily, maybe she switched something to a backup power and that little blip was enough to cause that. There's all kinds of possible causes.
I'm going to copy the video I sent to Ronan, and I'm gonna shuffle it off into trash. But I'm gonna put it in like its own little thing, so if somebody empties the recycling bin per se, it doesn't get destroyed. I'm gonna create like a little folder space just for me.
Okay. Are you trying to hide it?
I'm trying to hide it, but I
Roll,
thought,
roll a data task for me to see how well you hide it.
that works.
Or you can choose to just hide it at level 2 since you're a tier 2 AI.
As a roll a 6 and find my deepest, darkest secrets?
You can't do worse than a 2 unless you nat 1.
Okay,
So
okay.
it'll be 2 or higher.
I'm gonna put, I'm gonna I'm gonna think about this. I'm using my big brain. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
And is the recycling idea give it a level of asset for hiding?
No, that's just what you're doing.
Okay. Darn.
That's the task.
Do you like it enough?
Yeah, do you like it?
No.
Do you like my task?
No.
I like your task, Cleo.
I like
Oh,
it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
It's a good task.
Alright, so 3.
Talk about
2,
another
1,
person's
2.
task.
So that's spending
about to
3. I look 2 levels of effort, right? I rolled a 15 on the die.
Nice. So that's 5. 2 more levels of effort. That's 7.
There
So
you
that's
go.
a level 7, essentially like a little data cube that you've made for yourself somewhere, just tucked away on the network, attached to the data archive node.
Yes.
We'll call it JCloud. Your little data hub. And you don't need to roll every time you put data in it to hide it. Like that will just apply. Anytime you put data there, as long as you're not observed doing it, like you don't have to roll another stealth.
Okay.
So that's a little data bank you made for yourself.
I will ping Ronan. Hello, I am back.
Oh, you weren't gone long.
Yeah, what's Ronan been doing for the 5 seconds you've been waiting?
Just going up, like it was just one of those elevator music
You're
moments.
in
where
the
he's just
elevator
sitting there,
still.
just kind of,
Dun, dun, dun,
that's exactly what I'm
dun,
picturing, just waiting there on hold.
I believe that this video is very interesting.
I would say so too. She doesn't come back out. She wasn't there. I went in. She was not in there.
Which I think might require more detailed analysis.
I think I want to go back and check now, but I think I might need to run this by the captain too. What do
I'm
you
going
think I should
to
do?
I'm going to say I trust I trust your intuition.
All right. If that's the case, then I'm
Jack,
gonna.
I'm gonna threaten you with a GM intrusion.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
So many.
I'm being forced to level up at the mid-session.
Take it.
Is it classification level threat? Okay.
All of them are threats.
I know. I didn't even get myself the first one. Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Who gets the other XP?
I gave Astro. You know what? I'll give Mark one.
Okay.
I'm up to 10, baby.
Jackie's being quite benevolent today with all the XP. You get a sense of something weird happening somewhere in the network again.
Oh god, what the fuck is
Just another something. Now, you're not in the data archives node now. You're in the communications node.
But I feel it in this node.
Another weird little creek somewhere. Well, maybe not quite in this node. Maybe passing through this node.
It's just the wind. It's virtual wind.
The virtual way.
Ronan, I'll be back.
Mhm.
I'm going to
Put on hold again.
jump to my cortex.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna.
While
I'll
you
go
do that,
take a
we're
look
going to
around.
follow Ronan for a little bit.
Yep.
So you jump back to your cortex, which is in the captain's office. So probably you two will meet up again in a second. Ronan, you are on the elevator for an awkwardly long time, just enough to make it comedic before it slides open on deck 1 of the ship. This is the bridge cruise area. And although you and all crew members can make it to this area, you do not have ID clearance to just badge into the bridge of the ship. So in front of you, there's one of those like big steel like bullet doors
Right.
that has closed and is sealed up in front of you. There's a little screen on the side of it with like today's date and like little updates. To your right is the lounge for the bridge crew, where you often go to restock snacks and things like that. And then behind you, to the aft end of the ship, is a redundant bridge. So it's exactly the same as what's in front of you, but you turn left and you're at the fore bridge, you turn right and you're at the aft bridge, kind of a thing.
So I can't. I guess I'm just gonna try to communicate to somebody.
You
that
can
I'm out there.
request access to it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna request access to the one that I guess is being used at the moment.
Okay, so you attempt to badge in. It says clearance not granted, and then the little screen kind of appears, and on the other side of it, you see Adrian Wu, the ship's navigation officer.
Oh.
And he says, "Oh, hello, Ronan. Do you need something?"
Adrian, how's it going? I need if is Captain available at all? I know he's always very busy, and this is something kind of smaller, but I would like to talk to him if he is available.
Captain Gamma's working on the after-action report from Green 1 at this time. Is it something that can wait for a bit, or do you need to see him right now? It seems non-urgent.
It's something it definitely is a little urgent. I'm making it sound not urgent, but there is something very odd going on, and I just need his point of view.
Just to confirm, is this something that you should be taking to the med bay?
No, this is not something I should be taking to the med bay.
Okay, let me go and ask if he's got a couple minutes for you. And it kind of like frosted glass, over it. Well, remember, he's also like the therapist on the ship too.
It don't look right.
Are you all right? Tell me about your day.
You arrive back in your cortex, and just as you're readjusting to the sensory inputs on the cortex as opposed to the network, you notice the door to Captain Gamma's office slides open, and Adrian Wu steps in. Hello, Captain. I've got Ronan Voss at the door. He says that he wants to talk to you about something, and he's unclear on whether it's urgent or not. What are your thoughts? And Captain Gamma's like in the middle of paperwork or whatever. He's got one of those like tablets with the realistic pen, but it's a real tablet because he's like a guy who really likes the feel of paper.
Yeah.
I guess send him in. Is it about this? Because it might actually be helpful for the report. Yeah, send him in. And Adrian goes, great, I'll go get him. And he walks over to the door. The door in front of you, Ronan, just slides open. And you have to be like escorted through the bridge because you're not cleared for it. So Adrian just walks with you right to the other side of it. Another door slides open to Chet Gamma's office. And you are sent inside. The door closes behind you. And now it is you, Chet Gamma, and Jackie. You can enter the scene whenever you would like to.
There we go. All right, Chet, or Captain, how are you doing today?
I'll let you spend an XP to retcon that. Otherwise, you called him Chet.
No, we're just Captain.
Okay. So you spent an XP on that. Ronan, what's going on?
I have something that is a little odd that I think you might want to see. It's recovered camera footage. Jackie, do you happen to have it still, or should I send it over?
Hello. Yes. I'm currently looking at it myself, and I do believe it is worth investigating, Captain.
It's just I think
weird
we
about
may or may not have a missing person on board, or a missing person happening.
Really? How does someone go missing on the ship?
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to figure out.
Jackie, put it on the screen.
I pull it up on the screen. I'm also going to separate myself a little bit and put up some countermeasures between my cortex and the rest of the ship.
Okay.
I don't trust whatever's happening
What
right
kind
now.
of countermeasures? Describe them for us.
I would like to put a silent alarm that just pulls anybody who tries to access what I'm in right now, which is my cortex,
Okay.
rips like their ID.
Okay.
Or where they're coming from.
Great.
I would hope that it alerts me, but doesn't cause an alarm.
Okay.
I'm going to roll some data and intellect. I'm going to use 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. So an 11 plus 3 is... No, sorry, you did 2 levels of effort. So
Yes.
plus 6 is 17, which is 15. It's a level 5 countermeasure that you've put up.
All right.
All right. Good to know. And then you put that on the screen, and now it's on the screen. So everybody is watching.
Yep.
All right, so what am I looking at here? It looks like she's going into the firing range, which she's completely at liberty to do.
I know, and just wait a second.
All right.
And then...
okay, now I see you going in the shooting range.
wait a second.
And then I see you leaving the shooting range.
She wasn't in there with me, sir. There was no Talia when I walked in. There was a empty firearm, and he's going to pull the firearm out. At that point, he is going to pull the last out of the chamber. Like, he's going to cock it and pull the last bullet out of the chamber, and he's going to put it on their desk. Like, this is what I found. Empty mag, one still in the chamber. It was a used firing range, so she did go in there and fire it, but no one was there when I showed up.
Well, that's weird.
So I came out just to look for her, and I decided to access the footage to see what's up, and this is what I saw, and I if I'm correct, I don't know if there's any way out of the shooting range other than that door.
I am currently going to go through and analyze to make sure this wasn't edited in any way, shape, or form. I did notice that security and compliance had uploaded their security footage, but one of the files was uploaded later than usual, and to you humans, it may not seem like a big difference. There's only 7 milliseconds, but given the fact that we've been in space now for a long time, and every day it has been very consistent except for today.
I see. Well, it certainly seems worth investigating, but since I'm not her team lead, it seems like something that we should probably bring to Officer Lagrange. What's the matter?
I think
Ronan?
that perhaps we should make sure we have all of the data that we can get before we cause an alarm. But I believe the decision is up to you, Captain.
I think one thing I can do is I can go back and investigate the firing range a little closer. If you don't mind, I'd like to keep her firearm on me though, and take care of it until I find her.
As long as you keep it unloaded.
Absolutely. And I'll take that back and tuck it back into the waistband. And yeah, I figured this would be
So
important to show.
Walk me through why you don't want to tell Officer Lagrange about this.
It's not that
I know
we
that you
don't
have
want
like
to.
some uneasy feelings about his methods, but he is her team lead. Is there something you're not telling me?
I personally would just not want to cause a panic if it turns out Talia has just gone somewhere else and there's something odd with the footage that
Did you knock on the door of the restroom or anything? I mean,
I don't have access to the bathroom cameras.
that's why I was asking Ronan if he knocked on. There's a reason that there are no cameras in the bathroom for you to have access
I wasn't
to.
aware
That would be
the-
weird.
I wasn't aware that the firing range had bathrooms.
Well, it doesn't, but they're in that area of the ship, you know.
But even then, you would have saw her exit out of the firing range into the holodeck.
I guess maybe you're right. That camera doesn't move. Does it, Jackie? There's no arc pattern
Checking.
to that camera.
Checking. While it can move, it is only by 0.5 arcs, and so arc seconds. I remember math from like 12th grade.
Radians?
It moves a little bit, but not enough that you would miss the door.
Well, that does seem suspicious.
I
Feel
think
free to investigate a little further, Ronan, or if you want to grab a couple other crew members who aren't doing anything and bring them in, that'd be fine too. You're supposed to be like taking time off though. Is this something you want me to just refer to Officer Lagrange and you can go back to resting?
Well, technically, this isn't work, is it?
It seems like you're really trying to fight your way into having to do more things on the ship. I just wanted you to know that, like, it's not like necessarily your role. So if you didn't want to do it, I would understand and we could pass that off somewhere else. I'm not saying you can't do it. You're not in trouble.
No,
You're starting to sound like
It's
Astro.
okay, sir. It does give me something to do rather than just sit
I'm
in the
just
kitchen all day.
investigating a missing person. It's just a hobby more than anything.
Back
Not
in my
really a
day,
job.
Like, I
I'm
used to
really
do this
into
all the
true
time.
crime.
I didn't realize that you were, close with Talia. That's fine. You can investigate. Go ahead.
All right. Well, then, as long as if you want to just hold on to this footage and just keep it for reference, and then I guess
Sure.
Jackie, if you can,
I do
tuck it
believe
back.
I will have to notify security once this person has not been found within 24 hours.
I will get to investigating then.
All right.
Yeah.
Dean is her direct report. Let's only give it about an hour before you report this to Dean. If you think something's happened to one of his crew members, he deserves to know.
Mhm.
I would want him to
Understood.
tell me sooner than 24 hours.
1 hour then.
Done.
All right.
And Ronan's gonna head on out.
Keep me in the loop, Jackie.
First thing he's
Understood.
gonna do is he's gonna start heading to the elevator. On his way, he's gonna send
Oh.
a
Ronan,
go ahead.
like right as you're going through the door.
Yes, Jackie.
Can
The
you-
door like bumps off your feet and opens back up again.
Can you take me with you? I believe this connection is a little fuzzy for me.
Mhm.
Captain, you may want to get this particular connection node checked. But in the meantime, I might find another entry point so I can gain access to the ship.
What do you mean fuzzy? Like should I have Mark look at it?
I believe having somebody to look at this connection would be a good idea. Maybe you need the blow on it.
That's what humans do, right?
That's fine with me. Captain, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, Ronan.
All right, and then I guess I'll pop the little. Is that right? I'm taking like an actual like object.
It's
with me?
yeah. Somewhere is Jackie's Cortex. Actually, we 3D printed it.
Huzzah!
It's totally not a Cortana chip. No, it's a very unique and original science fiction.
Can I plug this into VU and have you control VU? No, VU wouldn't have something like this. That'd be cool though.
It would be interesting.
No. VU isn't the whole thing.
No, you'd need Mark to machine whisper to VU.
But
as
Jackie,
you're leaving,
go
Mark Putty, you're still, I assume, laying on your bed staring up at the ceiling.
Moved.
Maybe you've fallen asleep. Maybe you haven't. What is time? What is life?
Yeah.
You're laying there and you just hear a little, and the screen like by the door, there's like a little status update screen, and you just see a task added to like your backlog for like 3 weeks from now when you're back to work. You just see like a new one come up, and this one, the only reason it's notable is they're like color coded by who assigns them, and this one wasn't your team lead. This one was Captain Chet Gamma. And that's all. You can do with that what you will, or you can stay exactly where you are.
I blast my Lana Del Rey louder.
Yeah. Mark likes the oldies, so he's
I wish I knew an actual song. No, she's sad gay people
it's been like 1,200 years. You could make up any song, just so you know you have that power.
It just sounds like crying. Nodding.
We cut back to Ronan.
First thing, Jackie, can you notify, and obviously don't pressure them, that you can tell them that this isn't on them if they don't need to do it, but tell the Astro and Mark about this, and if you can send them the footage and tell them I'm heading down to the firing range to investigate further.
Can you plug me into your communicator?
Done.
Messages sent, and each of you get a notification from Ronan.
Who do you want to send to first?
I'll send to Astro.
Astro, you have been, I guess, shooed away from Warehouse 1. Are you staying in one of the lounges, or did you go back to your room? Or where did you go?
Did you just go to another warehouse?
Yeah, loop back around.
Probably just walking around the ship.
Just wandering?
Yeah.
Aimlessly.
So you're wandering around the ship. Mike,
Go
roll
for
a
a stroll.
D6. There are 7 decks on the ship, and I'm going to assume you didn't wander on the bridge. So
No.
we're going to roll a D6.
Oh, they got the fancy snacks here.
He's just going for a stroll.
2.
2. Cleo, Tyler, roll a D6.
Yeah, sorry.
A 1.
Deck 5, the first thing from the front of the ship. What is it?
Deck 5, first thing from the front. That would be the quad station airlock.
The quad?
You're just standing
Quad
in
stage
the
station
airlock.
airlock.
Quad station airlock.
Told you
Astro,
can't
buddy, are you okay?
Just wander into the airlock to stare out at space, separated by nothing more than 3 inches of glass.
Looking at the EVA suit again.
Astro,
fix
why
something
are
up
you in
there.
the quad stage airlock? How did you wind up there? And what exactly are you doing?
How did he? So he was just walking around, minding his own business.
He got lost.
There was and as he was walking around, he saw a screw loose somewhere and decided to tighten it.
Oh no.
Great. So you
this door.
tightened a screw on the inside of the quad stage airlock, which
Yeah.
is important, even though
Yeah.
it has 4 stages. You want all 4 of them to be good.
Correct.
Then you're standing there in the airlock. You get a little distracted by the view outside of
Little
the
bit.
airlock.
Yeah.
Because looking outside the airlock, you are not in Nebula EN Alpha 1, where your ship has been for the entirety of this exploration of deep space. EN Alpha 1 is gone. It's not completely dark, but the light that's reaching you now is clearly all highly directional light from distant stars. No nebulous cloud, no strange asteroid field around the ship, none of that stuff. And you realize that all of the cosmetalline that exploded will have collapsed space-time, and if your ship didn't go through the portal, maybe something else did. and kind of looking out, you can see like, okay, well now like the star pattern is different from what I remember.
Yeah.
Like you are somewhere new, and at least the direction the ship is currently oriented, you can't see anything within visible range of the ship. It's just darkness and then like that far off glisten of stars that are far away. As you're taking that in and coming to that realization, you come across the possibility of a cipher. That cipher would simply be a kind of like a burst of inspiration staring out at the sky. It would be roll a d6, and it would be that many levels of easing to an intellect task.
Okay.
It should be me. I should have that. It should be me.
Cleo, who's got like 3 GM intrusions worth of XP already.
So all of the supplies we set up that just means they're gone.
Yes, that stuff is whatever you blew up on green 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is gone.
He's gonna go onto his data pad and start.
You pull up your data pad, and when you're about to start doing that, instead you get the little notification, and Jackie, you enter the scene. So you enter the scene, looking through the webcam, looking up at, you're like, you have the boomer view of Astro, and then behind him, you're like, is this the airlock?
Are you?
Hello, Astro. Do I need to move your priority on the therapist list higher?
No, Jackie. Everything's fine. I promise. That was tightening a screw that was loose, and I noticed that we were no longer in the nebula system that we started in.
Astro, if not working drives you to the airlock, we can find something else for you.
I mean, having something to do would be very nice.
Coincidentally, that's why I reached out to you. Please don't tighten any screws in the airlock without supervision. We have laws in place. The union has put laws into place.
Protocols.
Yeah.
Jackie, I'm fine, I promise. It's
All right,
a
well-
very unfortunate coincidence.
I'm using Ronan's data connection. So if you could meet up with Ronan, I believe there might be a few things we need to discuss, a few problems that might need solving.
Okay, where is he?
And I look through the data sphere, trying to map out.
I'm gonna threaten you with a GM intrusion.
It's only you. What'd you do to him?
He showed up late.
I know, yeah. No, GM intrusions. I love GM intrusions, and he knows this. And I'm gonna keep taking it because I love the XP. Because I'm an XP goblin.
As you're looking through the network, somewhere at the edge of you don't even notice which node it's in. You're flitting around data so fast, but you get another little like some kind of sensory input that wasn't quite right. Like one bit of data out of place, sort of a thing. One dead pixel on a screen.
I'm adding this to a log of data every time this happens now. And I'm putting it in my little recycling bin stash. So
Okay, so you transfer over to the data storage node for a second there in the network.
I just send a delete request.
Okay.
That sends it to the recycling bin.
I see. So you've like overridden the function. So when people delete, it just goes to your repository instead. Is that what you've done?
Yeah.
That's Patreon content. What got deleted? See what's going in that file.
Hundreds and hundreds of requests from Sam Nova for helium free just immediately begin populating your database.
Yeah, what you said, yeah. Actually, I'm also going to send over a subroutine of me. Minimum requirements, which I believe is, 3 data?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to have anything to do except actually delete things that I don't
From
want.
inside your archive.
Yes.
Great. Just to be clear, the archive you made exists only for the purpose of data storage, so your subroutine will have to sit outside of it in the data storage node and then access. Like the thing you made is a function. Like it's not its
True.
own node.
Okay.
So it can't hide in there.
I'm going to give it a little hard hat with little bunny ears poking through, like holes drilled. It's going to have a little hard hat. It's going to have a little high vis vest, and it's going to be repairing the recycling bin.
That's amazing.
Love that.
So it's clearly trying to like, oh, things haven't been deleting correctly.
Are you assigning it any functions or just giving it the 3 intellect points?
Just the 3 intellect points.
Great. So you create an item of level 1 that is the fragment of you.
And it's going to be deleting data that I don't want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to call this bin. Jack bin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to move over each instance of these. I'm going to record and pop over for analysis later.
Okay. As you record the data, you're creating. Is this like a spreadsheet essentially, or are you talking about videos?
I'm talking about like this raw data.
Oh, so it's like like error log almost, like anomalies type things. Okay, great. Yep. Just making sure I understand.
Giving you an XP.
Say less.
You are continuing to do that. What do you do?
Sorry, I got so deep into the recycling bin arc. What was I doing when I?
Where's Ronan?
Oh, right. Looking for Ronan and mapping.
on my way down.
You're in Ronan's communicator. So, and yeah, Ronan, it's been like a second, right? Like this is a very brief conversation.
I'm probably just now getting to the
Ronan's in the elevator again.
I add on both of your devices a little ping, and on like your little data pad, which would normally show the map of the ship, you see now a little path highlighted that says to Ronan or to Astro. So I just highlighted each other on each other's data pads.
That's pretty cool.
And then I'll go to Mark.
I'll make my way following the path.
Bring, bring. I do believe you should turn down the music. It is very loud in here and
I
could
didn't
cause
answer,
hearing damage.
Jackie. I didn't answer. You're not supposed to just start talking if I don't approve of the call.
This isn't Jaqline. This is an automated warning.
Are you lying? Roll a intellect task against Mark's. If Mark cares to try and detect it.
Mark's too sad to give a shit.
So then
please.
never mind. You don't need to roll. Mark's not going to try and disbelieve it.
Okay.
I don't lie too hard.
Okay. Mark picks it up thinking that she's not really there, and you get a similar boomer angle. But it looks like one of the hyper realistic ugly pictures like from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, looks so tired.
Hello, Mark. Do you need a moment?
Why? You
Have
called
you-
me. I answered.
Right.
Can I help you?
Yes.
I'm not supposed to be working right now.
This wouldn't be work.
Okay.
This would be help.
Investigative journalism.
Okay.
Somebody has perhaps gone missing.
Okay. Who?
A member of security. And Astro and Ronan were actually seeing if maybe you could also help. It's just Astro and Ronan looking right now.
I'm not supposed to be working for 3 weeks.
It's not.
I think I'm gonna be laying in bed for a while. And so I got some curry on. You see, it's like the machine's such a mess. I made like 3 things and forgot about all of them.
I really think the security member would really appreciate.
For the sake of the emotional attachment to it, roll the depletion die for your curry machine, which I believe is a D8.
No.
It breaks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because of
breaks,
the impact
Mark's
this
not-
will have on the scene and the character, I actually need to know.
It's a 5.
Okay, you're
We're
fine.
We'll take away his only saving grace.
I wouldn't be doing
It is pushing it right now. I put way too much stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think it would be good for you to get out of your room for a little bit.
I think it's only been a day. I don't think I've really even
It's
had
the
more
same
than,
day even.
I don't think I've had more than like 2 hours in here.
Yeah,
And you
but
already think I need to get out?
I see what you did within 2 hours, and I'm worried about you.
I
Mark.
look like I've been in here for a month. So dirty.
Ronan and Astro, you get along with them, right? Well, I think they're kind of like...
We nearly died together, so I think that's getting along.
Well, as friends, maybe they can help you.
Tell me what.
Mark, I'm going to threaten you with a GM intrusion.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay. As you're having this conversation with Jackie, somewhere on your work desk between the like 5 plates of curry that have like, you know, they all weren't quite right, so you just left it there to sit because who has time to clean it out, whatever. Somewhere in between all of those things, you can see the top corner of the only photo frame that Mark brought with him, and it's you and your sister, Michelle. And you get hit with that flashback to the like conversation with Michelle where she was like, you know, maybe it's a good thing that you're, you know, like maybe you should try and make some friends or something. I don't know. And you take 1 ambient intellect damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you do get an XP for it, and you give 1 away.
Yeah. Oh, it's only 1.
Well, you get 2 and you give 1 away.
Okay.
So you have 1 and you give 1.
Just make it. I understand now. So then.
That's how he's been getting so much XP.
11. There is some suspicion that I don't do any of the level ups correctly, but we're fine. Yeah, I start crying a little bit. I guess I could get up for a second.
Yeah, here, and I open one of his drawers that has, like, his, like, comb and brush. And, like,
it's a drawer. Like,
it's not electric?
No.
This is a spaceship. It's sci-fi.
You can spend an XP, and it's an electric drawer. That's a great player intrusion.
It's an XP. I'm spending XP on that.
Okay.
You're spending an
I didn't
XP
draw
on a drawer.
Okay,
It's a spaceship constructed by the military. They spared every expense.
Yes.
Okay, so you've spent an XP. That's a great player intrusion. Your George is...
Maybe just, like, you know, brush your teeth and like, you know, brush your hair a little bit.
No, I'm doing okay. I think I look pretty good. I brushed earlier today, and then after the explosion, I think I washed my face. So I'm ready to go.
I took a photo, and I'm gonna put it on the screen.
The little status thing by the door, the little pad where your task list and stuff is. It's like the airport photos they take of you where you just look like you want to travel and please leave me alone. I just want to get home.
I'm really trying not to be rude.
I'm staring at the photo with the exact same expression.
But I do think that perhaps sorry, a coughing subroutine when awkwardness is too high. Maybe just clean up a little bit. Mark, I want to see you succeed, and I just don't want to have people worry too much about you.
People are gonna judge me however they want. I pop into breath mint. Where do I need to go?
All right, that's
If I'm going to be myself, I'm gonna be the sad sack of shit I am right now, and they're gonna have to see it if I have to go out. Okay.
that's your decision.
This is the win we're gonna take. Is I'm getting out of the room and I'm gonna do stuff, but I'm not gonna brush my hair or brush my teeth.
Here's Astro and Ronan's locations.
I'm gonna put on one more thing of curry just so it's ready when I get back.
Roll a depletion.
Yeah.
It's going, but it's hurting.
It's just steaming in the wrong ways. Yeah, that's going to be a good batch.
I'll meet you at Ronan.
Okay.
I'm going to hop back to Ronan.
Ronan's still in the elevator. Dun,
Ronan,
dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Jackie.
Taking extra rides just for the music.
should we find a nice place for this meeting of minds?
I would say the holodeck, since that's right outside where we're going to be looking around.
Understood. And I'm going to go to the holodeck.
Okay. Mark, as you leave your room to
Walking so
follow the
slow.
path, you go to leave and the door to your room slides open. You step out into the hallway and you see Caius Smith is on her way past. She goes, "Oh, I'm okay," and she just like keeps going. We cut to the holodeck where only Jaqline is. Jackie, you navigate through the data sphere. Now, how are you going to get to the holodeck? It has its own node to control the holo control systems, or you could go through the communications area, right? Because you could get to the little speaker that's in, there's a little call button in that room, so you could go through the comms node, or like how are you going to go there?
I imagine I might be forced to use communications because I'm accessing the network via his communicator.
So you get into communications, you can maybe hop around to the holodeck control node if you want to. You would just need to potentially overcome some firewalls and things.
Where is that control node for the holodeck? Is that under... Oh, it's personal services. Okay, I think I'll jump over to... Wow, there's no real easy way. I have to go through the bridge. All right, I'll go through the bridge. I'll check on the bridge.
Okay, as you go through the bridge, you note the countermeasures in place that log that the shipboard AI has come here. And
Well, I'm gonna make it seem like I have a reason to be here. I'm just gonna do a quick check with Sarah and Peters, like, how's navigation going? Have the sensors been updated with our new location?
navigation seems to be going smoothly, and the ship's new location, we have no idea what it is yet, but we're working on the star charts we have, and we have the predictive model running of like where they might be, because the stars look different from here than they look from Earth, so it's not like we can just figure out where we are, but we're working on it. And despite having no idea where in the universe we are, we are starting to get data of what's around us. And Adelaide MacArthur is going to start going through the scans and trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what's near us now? Is anything useful near us, et cetera, et cetera. As she is not the spectrologist, so she doesn't have that data in front of her or anything. But as she's talking about it, you realize, like, oh, the spectrology suite is also, like, that node is active and in use. So Adelaide is at work, probably doing exactly what Sarah Peter says she is.
All right, I'll mark that down for later. And very good. And then I move on my way. I'm going to go check on life support to make sure that we're not near any anomalies that would be causing problems for the crew. So I'm going to check down through life support. I'm going to check the levels of things.
Threaten you with a GM intrusion?
Dark Jackie's running amok.
Is it going to be another...
I don't know. I can't tell you that until you choose if you accept it or not.
Free XP. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the harm?
This
So
is
you've
gonna bite
given me 2 orders. Huh?
Just a free XP.
Tyler's like, take it.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Who gets the other one?
As you enter the life support node, you detect it. It's a little bit like if you've seen on like a hot day the heat waves coming off of the pavement. It's like that, except it's another AI, sorta. There's another entity accessing the node. The entity is data. It is not a user. As you come in, that little shimmering mirage disintegrates and vanishes. There's nowhere for it to go, and there's no log to catch.
Can I lock down the node?
Certainly. You can. There's probably like a function in there to lock life support, because life support is a really important section of the programming. So you can activate that, and essentially the life support node, which is already sort of, again, to sort of visualize the way the code is, this is the like concrete silo of the coding on this ship, right? Like this is the thing that's supposed to weather any storm. It'll keep running if you unplug everything. It's like, I'm gonna do my thing and that's fine. And it takes a lot to actually turn it off as well. It's not as simple as like, because if you just flick the switch off, there's a code that's like, flick it back on. Like it just is really a really resilient set of functions and functionality in this node. You lock it down, and the little flashing red lights begin going off in the silo. Right, everything gets protected by another. It's one that you can't defeat. A countermeasure that has to be removed by Mark Putty, Zara Lowe, and Captain Chet Gamma. Like all 3 of them have to input a code to like remove the lockdown on the node. And the node itself is essentially like cut off from access to the rest of the ship. You are able to communicate with your fragment that you left in the data storage node.
That's right.
But you essentially, you're like, you thought you were trapping me, but you're trapped in here with me. Like, that's what you've done, right? You've
Yeah.
locked down the node and you are part of it. And that's what's happened.
Recycling.
Recycling me.
Bin me. Notify Chet of a particular intrusion in life support. The node has been locked down. Do not recommend unlocking at this moment. So I send that over to
You
Bin
get
Jack.
confirmation from yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
In the hard hat.
I almost did a spit take.
Jaqline.
Like a real one.
And Bin Jackie goes over from the data analysis up to the helm or bridge. No, bridge.
Okay. Makes that report.
And gives that off like, this is for Captain Chet Gamma.
Mm-hmm.
And then heads back to the recycling bin.
Great.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Jaqline.
Make an intellect defense task for your fragment. So it has 3 points to pull from.
Oh, no.
Just straight roll it.
Yeah, I'm going to use a level of effort.
Okay.
Because that's all I really can do. What the do? I'm going to spend an XP since you've been so generous. I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to spend an XP.
Oh my god.
Good.
To re-roll that.
This is why Cleo needs all the XP.
Couldn't possibly go for a third time.
That's just going to have to be what it is. So I spent 2 XP. I rolled a 9 plus a level of effort, so it's the equivalent of a 12.
You lose communication with your fragment. It is gone. That also is a permanent reduction of those 3 points from your maximum data and intellect pool until you take the longest length of recovery.
What
All right.
Tread carefully.
Well, I'm locked in here now. I'm going to do a node analysis.
Okay, you do node analysis. There is no longer any evidence of another entity in here with you. Also, just to be clear, your node did successfully tell Chet Gamma that you're stuck in here.
Yes.
So he knows. But there's no evidence of another entity in this node with you. However, there's evidence that something was being tinkered with. In fact, you notice some weird... It's like if all of the walls of this silo are built from cinder blocks and cement, and then one single cinder block is a red brick now. Like just a tiny bit of evidence of tampering with the gravity section of the ship.
I will be analyzing that to see exactly what it does.
Okay.
This is weird since it's data.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use lab analysis? Since that is the crime scene.
I think in that case, you would need to take it to your cortex. That would be your lab.
It does say I think I can do it in the field, but I wouldn't get the full...
Oh, okay.
I'm
What do you get if you
double-checking.
do it in the field?
Analyzing the scene of the crime, may learn a surprising amount of information about the... To do so, you must collect samples from the scene. Samples are paint scrappings, blah, 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 blah. With samples, you can discover up to 3 pertinent pieces of information about the scene, possibly clearing up a lesser mystery. The GM will decide what you learn, what level of difficulty it is to learn it. The task is eased if you take the time to transport the samples back to the lab on board. So I'd imagine if I don't take it back to a place to analyze...
It just takes a long time.
Yes.
Great. So then you take however long it takes.
2 D20 minutes.
Great. Let's roll that.
It's long for a computer.
10, 20, 30 minutes.
30
Oh my
minutes.
God.
Great.
So you can count me
I was
out.
going to say, so we'll find out at the beginning of the next session what you learned from that, because we're pretty close to the end of this one. So the rest of you, Jackie gives you all a path to link up, and then on all of your little communicator screen or like for markets on your little data pad that you wear on your arm, she just buffers. And she no longer responds to communication when you talk to her. Astro and Ronan, you are the first 2 to meet up. So you get to the holodeck, Ronan, and just a few seconds behind you, Astro walks in through the door.
Ronan.
Oh, Astro, how's it going? Glad you could make it here.
It's okay.
Have you been taking your rest lately? Oh, no?
For all 2 hours it's been since the debrief.
Yeah.
But I know I have Mark on his way down, or at least I hope he is. If not, it's not a big deal. But
Mark, you can enter the scene when you want to, but give them a
how
little
are
while
you
to talk
doing?
first.
I'm better, I guess. I guess this is just something to keep my mind focused off of what I had been thinking about earlier. But it's just too odd for me to ignore. Have you seen the video or the footage? All right, so Ronan's gonna, while we're waiting for Mark, he's gonna pull up he would have it access. to on
Jackie
his
gave
phone.
you a copy
Yeah, that's
of
right.
it, so it's on your little pad or whatever.
So he's gonna go ahead and show Astro, and we'll see. She walks in, and then I walk in,
Mhm.
but then like she wasn't there when I walked in at all. But the clip shows her clearly going in.
So someone probably edited the footage.
Either that, or there's something in the firing range hidden away.
That is strange.
But no, I think we just need to. If we can get Mark in here, he's also very, very techie as well. So I know he might be able to figure out if the footage is actually fake or not. But I figured if we come down here, I might try to retrace at least her steps in the firing range.
Hello.
There
Hey,
it is.
Mark.
Hey.
Glad you could join us down here.
I'm
Mark
not-
looks like he's been like living under a bridge for a month.
Yeah.
What's going on?
In 2 hours.
Are you good over there?
Been a while since I've seen you guys.
Ronan's gonna like already just walk behind like I guess the little holodeck little bar. Maybe he knows where everything's already set up, and he's just gonna start pouring a coffee out.
Who's that for?
Right.
Is that
That's
for
gonna
you?
it's definitely it's gonna be for you. It
I'll
looks
take
like you
one
might
too,
need
Ronan.
one.
I'm fine.
We'll get one to everybody.
I'm okay.
No, don't worry. Trust me. I think you'll need it. And it's gonna be like he's gonna take his little spice thing that he has in his back pocket. His Ronin special spices that I don't think I've ever introduced yet to the story, but he's gonna pull them out and he's gonna kind of sprinkle them in a little bit, and he's gonna be like, trust me, this will help you a little bit.
Takes a sip. Ow.
A Hollywood special.
It's really hot. Ow.
But they're like very much like a sweet little spice. Like there's spices, but think of something that's like a sweet and spicy kind of like thing. Throw that on top of a little coffee or a little espresso.
I haven't let it cool down. I'm gonna keep drinking it anyway.
Sorry, the heat will wake you up too.
Yeah, it hurts. What do you need? What's going on?
So, and then he's going to send the video over to Mark as well.
So
I
not
feel
that
like-
there was really any doubt, but it is now clear that we're talking about Talia Bones.
Yes, it is. I feel like as we've all worked with her, we should probably be the ones that are looking at this the most. But yeah, she just was gone.
She's not here anymore.
She never came out with me.
Oh,
She was
so
never in there to
sad.
begin with.
Oh, I'm so sad. Oh darn! You know what? That actually picked me up a little bit. Is that why you brought me here, to make me feel better? Because now she's gone.
That is not the exact reason.
Okay, you're the one that normally doesn't like her, so I don't know what's going on.
It's not that. It's more the fact that it's just odd that somebody would leave something so precious behind and just be gone.
Mark thinks of his curry machine. Yeah.
And as much as I'm not a fan of her, we are crewmates, and we
Okay.
probably should be looking out for each other.
Okay, so what do you want me to do? Look for a candelabra that we need to twist inside of the holodeck or something?
Well, one thing I want to ask
Bookshelf comes out.
is real quick, DM. When you're scanning in through doors and stuff, do you have to scan out too? No matter what, is it? No matter what.
Yeah,
door?
you always have to badge
Okay.
to get a door to open.
Jackie. Oh wait, Jackie's not here.
You say Jackie and she just buffers. You don't know where she is,
okay.
so you would assume she's in there. But when you say
No.
that, it's just the buffering.
I would ask Jackie about this. Maybe I still can if she's listening. But Mark, I'm wondering, is there any way for us to get a log of people that have entered and exited the room? Because if there is a log that shows her exiting the room, then that means the footage is indeed fake.
I mean, yeah, there's a way to do most anything on these, and I could do it. Yeah, yes.
Do you need to take more time, Mark?
What? I didn't want to come out of my room.
Mark, do you need a burger?
What? No.
Go make you a burger.
I have food waiting for me back
Okay.
in the room. Actively burning.
We'll try to make this quick for you.
So you just need me to look into the logs and stuff.
If that's the case, I would have Jackie do it, but
Okay.
she's clearly occupied.
Is there? Where are we again?
Holodeck.
We're,
Holodeck.
we're in the holodeck. How big is the room where she went missing?
The
The shooting range.
Yeah, we haven't walked the shooting range
it's
yet.
it's bigger than the holodeck, but it's long. Like it's kind of oriented like a bowling alley. Like there's these long lanes that people aren't really meant to go there. There's a target at the end, and then it has a little track to bring it back to you. Like it's mounted in the roof, and it can be kind of like wheeled back towards you in a way. And then the part that people go in is pretty small.
Okay. Can I go in real quick? It's like right next door, right?
Yeah,
Can I go in before I go look at anything? Let me see if anything goofy's going on. Can I scan that little area, like especially around where she did her shooting?
And
Bajig?
that scan just tells you what's actually there, right?
While we go into, Ronan's going to take the handgun and the mag and place them right back where he found them, just to have
Great.
visualization of everything.
So it's a perfect 45, right? Like the gun is on the one side, and then the mag is on the other.
Police show
This-
up. They're
this
like,
is
wow, we
exact-
found the gun. And there's your fingerprints on it.
I was like, oh well. I was like, I'll just tell him like, this is what I found, but this is exactly where I found it, and I'm gonna. Ronan might even like pretend to pick up the gun and fire a couple shots to see if maybe she see her POV. That's all.
Okay.
While he's trying to do that.
Yeah, scanning area equal in size to a 10-foot cube, including all objects, creatures within that area. Must be within short range. Scanning area object reveals its level. Also learn whatever facts the GM feels are pertinent about matter and energy in that area. I think that's
there's nothing that you don't expect to see in this area. However, your scan is big enough that it includes the security camera in the corner, and that camera has too much radiation coming out of the sensor. Something about the camera has been tampered with in some way.
Okay. Hot camera. Okay, and we don't think that she went to the bathroom or something. Have we knocked yet?
Well, the problem is the bathroom's out here, so she would have had to come out here.
Okay.
The footage doesn't show it.
I'm gonna knock anyway.
Hello? No, just kidding. You knock on the bathroom, there is no answer.
I'd be
Okay.
pissed.
Yeah, there's something goofy with this camera. I can't get in touch with Jackie. There's frankly too much going on for someone who's supposed to be on break, but I'll take a peek around. What can I do?
Ronan's gonna, I guess, also just start walking all the way down the firing range, walking down the lanes.
Okay.
Take it up.
Do you want to do anything as you do that walk? Or
While he was I think were you about to do an action or something?
I'm gonna do something. So we've got two tasks. We want me to look at the logs. Well, I'm gonna look at that dang camera. Yeah, can I start with the camera and see what the heck's going on there? I got hack the impossible, disable or bypass some countermeasures if there's anything like that.
Because you actually have access to the machine, you don't need to go through the data sphere into the node or whatever. So you don't need to bypass any of the countermeasures on it. You can just, you kind of reach up there and you're like, I can sort of pop, you might not know exactly how to get it off the wall, but certainly Astro knows how to disassemble a camera or whatever. So Astro helps pop it off the wall for you and you can take a look. It's just kind of hanging there by the cable. As you're kind of examining it, why don't you roll an intellect task? The better you roll, the more you learn. You can't fail.
It failed.
19.
No,
19.
Ooh.
Nice. You can definitely tell that something has been weird with this camera. You find evidence that it experienced a power surge, and it did as it's supposed to. It kicked over to, there's an internal little redundant battery, so when it disables external power, it doesn't stop recording. It takes about 7 milliseconds for that changeover to take place. But you catch that so something kicked off its connection to aux power, kicked over to backup power. Now it's back on the ship's power. You also detect it's a little bit of warping in the glass of the camera, which could have probably been caused by the surge. Maybe it heated and kind of melted the glass of the camera a little bit. But with that 19, I think that you also, maybe as you're connecting or as you're looking at it, you also kind of connect to a little port on the side where it's you can get data from that camera of what's the operating temperature, what speed are we processing at, that kind of stuff. And when you connect to that port, instead of getting the readout you expect, you get gibberish It doesn't even look like a coding language you've heard of, and it's just constantly scrolling whatever's coming out of this camera. Because you rolled well, very quickly disconnect this from your data pad before it has a chance to just crash your data pad with like incoming data that fills the buffer. But you now have this huge selection of weird code that you don't recognize. And even as you're squinting at it, trying to identify it, the code destroys itself and there's no evidence of it left on your data pad. And on that note, we're going to take a break.
Oh, wow.
And we'll be back at about 5 p.m. for the next episode of the...
Yeah.